start right now with just an introduction with Eddie, and I will be right back.
So in order to do our audio check, we brought in a musician. His name is Ka'akamokahala, and he's here for you today. I think you all know this one. Do you know it? Uh-oh. La la la. It's almost time. Not yet. Gotta keep going. Yep. We're getting ready for So Time Club. That's right. Straight from Hawaii. Dolohase. Once in a lulla. Bye, bye, bye. Bye, bye, bye. It's almost time to start. You only have to be with me a little bit longer. We're really happy that you're here for our So Time Club. So now, without further ado, we are going to, how many more minutes do we have?
1 minute.
We have 1 minute. So let's do it one more time. Ready? One day over the rainbow, stars will shine. I don't know. It's time for So Time Club now. Here is Mo in a lullaby. Here she is, Mo Pfister.
Holy buckets, friends. I can't compete with that. That was so much fun. Hey, everyone. This is Mo at Issaquah Sewing and Vacuum, and I'm here today to talk a little bit about applique. And what I really want to do today is just give you some information about different styles of applique. And there are so many different ways that you can do applique. So I focused on 3 different ways. We're going to talk about machine embroidered applique, raw edge applique, and freezer paper applique. And that is what is going to happen today. In my lap, I have a pillow, and because it's so large, I wanted to give you an example of applique that does chenille work. Okay, this is really a lot of fun and a project that's put out by Kimberbell. So what I'm going to do is zoom in over here and talk to you a little bit more about what we're going to do today. Here you see on the table that I have a little example of a fall design. And on this fall design, I have raw edge applique. And what is raw edge applique? It is where you've cut your fabric and it isn't turned under. It is just raw to the outside. I have what we call freezer paper applique on this particular project. And freezer paper applique, look what I've got going on here. This white back here, this is freezer paper. And what you do is you turn the fabric in And when you turn the fabric in, you have a nice clean edge. Okay, so all the pumpkin work and leaf work here, and we'll come back to this, has been done in this fashion. I'm going to show you a little bit about how I accomplished that. And also, as I'm talking today, I'm going to show you all the products I like to use. And the one thing I don't want to forget to talk about are these new Sew Tights by Tula Pink. They are awesome. I hope I bring them back up, but if I forget, let me tell you, a powerful magnet that will hold your applique pieces together. Really awesome. Okay, to get started, I'm going to start with machine applique. There is, I'll tell you, as many different ways to do applique as you can count on two hands. But if you were to say, I don't want to do machine applique, it looks too hard. Well, let me tell you, it's not. It's so easy. There are instructions with every pattern that are going to walk you through step by step. So look at this design we're going to be doing. This cute little popsicle design is a class we're going to be teaching on Monday. If you still want to get in on this class, give us a call. This is a Kimberbell event that we're offering to our local ladies, and it's going to turn into a table runner. Isn't that cute? I think it's adorable. But when you think applique and you think, I don't know how that works, I want to show you. With machine applique, what happens is you put your hoop in the machine. And the first thing that is going to happen is it's going to give you a stitch line. See right there? I've done it in orange. That line is just put in place for you to lay your fabric around and make sure it's completely covered. The next step your machine will do is it's going to tack down that fabric. So there's my popsicle stick, right? And it's going to tack that down in place. And what will happen is I'm going to need to cut around that area. So what do I want to use? I want to use my duckbill scissors or my wave scissors. You can see these online right now. We have for sale the Quilters Select duckbill scissors. They're called wave scissors. I think they are a must-have in your collection. But now watch how this works. You're going to come into this area, and I'm going to cut as close to that thread line as I possibly can. And when I get in, look how close you'll see in a moment. I'm going to just snip right around this little popsicle stick. Oop. Now I'm going to snip as close as I can. And when I'm finished, you're going to see that I've cut all the way around. And the next stitch that will happen with your machine is it will put a nice satin stitch or some type of finish. Your project is going to have its own type of finish, but you can see that you're not having to do much work. Your machine is going to guide you through this entire process. So if you are interested in doing this popsicle table runner, give the store a call. It's a $20 class. Really a lot of fun. And anytime you want to do machine applique, but possibly you don't have an embroidery machine, give us a call. Maybe there's some things we can do in a try it before you buy it, or something that gets you to comfortable with the idea of doing machine embroidery. Let me talk about some other projects that we've done. We have, again, I'm going to bring up the Kimberbell pillow. Now look at this. This is so fun. This was all done in the embroidery hoop, and it is chenille work. How fun is that? That is a project that is done by Kimberbell, and the chenille work is called the Issaquah throw pillow. So there's many different designs here, but this is the Kimberbell Issaquah throw pillow, and it is online if you'd like to order this. But really a lot of fun ideas and fun projects. I had a great time putting that together. Another fun machine embroidery design is, let me lay this out here, this tea towel. Look at this fun tea towel. All hearts come home for Christmas. Isn't that adorable? I put a ruffle on the bottom because Debbie always likes ruffles on her tea towels. Maybe this will be her Christmas present, but don't tell her. This design also can be done I'm going to lay it like this, and later on I'll hold it up in front of the other camera. But look at it if you did a different choice in color, a whole different effect. This is a design by Janine Babbage, which we love Janine's different types of designs. And Janine Babbage's pattern is available for sale right now online. And again, it's called All Hearts Come Home for Christmas. So that is a lot of fun. It utilizes a little bit of fabric and an applique design in the house, and we just think it's really fun. We used a little bit of sparkle thread in the background. I had a great time putting this together. I know that machine embroidery is something that possibly you're going to love. We all love doing it here. So I'm going to move over and talk to you next about raw edge applique. Okay. Now, raw edge applique is when you cut out your design, and in your design, you're not turning under the edges. You're just going to cut out the design in a raw edge and apply it to your fabric. And so you're going to ask me, well, that looks hard. How did you do that? Well, let me tell you, it's easy and it's effortless, and we have some fun patterns to show you. When you do raw edge applique, we have a couple of different cutting machines that can help you. But before we talk about the machines that might help you, let me talk about how you might prep your fabric for that type of work. If I'm using a scan and cut machine, I would prep my fabric with Material Magic. This is a product, Material Magic, that we sell. And what it does is it will give your fabric the stiffness that you need. So it's almost as stiff as paper. And that glides that blade through your fabric. It's really awesome. So I treat the fabric with Material Magic. And then the next thing I do in raw edge applique is to apply Steam-a-Seam. Raw edge applique likes to have a bond. Steam-a-Seam is a product right here.
Hi, Mo.
Hi, Eddie.
How are you?
Oh, do you want to hear me more?
We just want everybody to be able to hear you
Let's
well.
pop it up here.
Okay. There you go.
All right, I'll try to talk louder for y'all.
Okay.
But you know, I got to say it, Debbie. It's all about me.
It is about you.
It's all about me. So this is Steam-a-Seam. These are sheets of Steam-a-Seam. And I'm going to show you how we use this. It's really pretty awesome. Steam-a-Seam has paper on two sides. And you're going to go ahead and just pull them apart, peel them apart, and the adhesive is going to be stuck on one side. You're going to apply that to your fabric, right? Apply it to the fabric, and it's applied to the wrong side. I knew you knew that. We put it under a heat press, and this, I have to tell you folks, a heat press is a must-have. And here's how it works. I will take this fabric and Steam-a-Seam, and I'm going to put it under the heat press, pull this down, and I'm applying 100 pounds of pressure. Isn't that awesome? And it's seriously hot. And that is really going to bond that Steam-a-Seam to your fabric. And I'm not only talking to you applique folks, I want to talk to you quilters as well. We talk about our blocks and that we need to press, press, press. Well, this is the machine that's going to do it for you. And you will see online today that we do have a press that's up for sale. And I believe, Eddie, how much is it?
Well, online, the sale price for SewTime members is $499 for the new one.
$499 for the new one.
But we have two of
the
those
artistic press.
brand new in the box.
Brand new in the box.
Only for SewTime Club for two fortunate people for $399.
So did you hear that? We have two new in a box artistic presses for 2 people, first come, first serve, at $3.99. And let me tell you something else. For one fortunate person today, this is going to be our grand prize. Can you believe it? We're going to let our we're going to let our floor model go, and we're going to give away our floor model. And let me tell you, you lucky person, it is awesome. It is the tool in my house that gets used a lot. So if you're a quilter, if you like to do raw edge applique, anytime you like that nice crisp press, this is the machine you want to be using. Really awesome. So you apply that pressure, and a press is really an awesome thing because what it does is it will beep to let you know when it's been held down long enough. So there we go. You're going to apply the pressure, and what you're going to get is it is going to be adhered to the back. And what you want to make sure of is that you don't see any bubbles or air underneath it. You want it on there good and pressed evenly, because an air bubble when traveling through machine could mean a spot that doesn't get cut or something that gets out of place. All right. That is how I prep my fabric. This design that I am showing you, that I keep picking up and for demonstration purposes, is a design that is done by Pine Needle. Now, Pine Needle is McKenna Ryan. McKenna Ryan has so many beautiful, beautiful designs, and this is just one of them. She has this design with the word home, and she has this design with the word hope. And when I come in close, let me show you. The O is actually a wreath. And you know what? I'll tell you, anytime I see a sweet little bird, I love the sweet little birds, but it is a wreath around the O. This might be a great hanging for the back of your door, anything. There's just so many wonderful things you can do here. And the quilting on it, I just did straight lines. It's very easy to do, straight lines, and you can put this together. Now, the raw edge applique, I actually cut with a scan and cut. So I'm going to set this up over here, and I'm going to show you the pattern. Now, online, I want you to know that the pattern looks like this. It looks like these 3 different designs, but pay attention to exactly what you're ordering, because one of them is for hope and one of them is for home. We currently don't have stock of the one that says love. So we do have hope and we do have home. And so go ahead online, you can order that. Really a fun pattern to play with. I've enjoyed it quite a bit. When I come over and talk to you about what I've done with the treated fabric, I'm going to be using the scan and cut. We love the scan and cut machine. We have had so many wonderful, wonderful opportunities to do loads of classes and loads of fun. And the scan and cut machine is effortless and very quiet. It comes with a blade that is going to be for cutting fabric and a blade for cutting deeper things. You can cut puffy foam, you can cut balsa wood, you can cut so many different things. This machine is really, really impressive. But in this instance, when I'm talking about doing the the steam-a-seam work, I'm talking about here when I've put a design down, and you saw that I was working on the pumpkins. Well, when I'm going to do the pumpkin pattern, I'm on a fabric mat, and really a fabric mat makes a huge difference. A lot of us have worked in the past with a standard mat. Well, the fabric mat is new and it makes a huge difference. So I can go through that scan and cut effortlessly, and look, my design, voila, there's that pumpkin. Now, when I want to give you a tip about the mat, it truly is a very high-tech mat. So when you're going to remove your fabric, I would suggest using the spatula that comes with the machine, and then lift that pumpkin off. And the reason being, you don't want to fray all those edges and have threads that just stray off to the sides. You want to keep it as clean as possible and remove that. Look at me. do as I say, not as I do. But it just goes, rolls around, and there we go. We have our great pumpkin. And how fun is that? It's ready to go, it's ready to press, and we'll talk a little bit about pressing and placement in a few minutes. Now I want to talk to you about a a yes, a book. Adita Sitar is one of my favorite designers. She is just an incredible artist. Adita Sitar has put together this book called Seasonal Silhouettes. And not only is this book an awesome thing to put in your supply, it is also a wonderful reference point because she has YouTube videos about this, all the designs in here. So, what you get in this book is 12 different designs. And when I know you can't see all these designs close up, but let me tell you, there are, this is one I've done. There are ice skates and there are Christmas designs, something that will be really fun for each and every month. Now, I have done this one here, this boot with the flowers. But when you see the different designs that Edita has put in her book, you could mix and match. You could mix and match different flowers, different types, all different kinds of things. It's endless what you can do in this book. But the really wonderful point is that I love is she has given you all the patterns that you need. So if you need to cut out any pieces in the book, they're right there for you to cut out. And if you want to put this together so placement is perfect, she includes sheets that will allow you to line up your designs and do perfect placement when you're pressing them. So she has made the work so easy. All you need to do is add the fun, right? So this book is Seasonal Silhouettes by Edita Sitar. Really an awesome book to have in your world for applique. Okay, in the next thing I want to talk about is another form of cutting. So we have cut with the scan and cut machine, right? And we have this opportunity to scan any type of image and cut it out. And I'm going to even tell you another tip in a moment about the scan and cut. But we do have another cutting machine. And that other cutting machine is the AccuQuilt, the Go Big. Now, AccuQuilt has two styles of cutting machines. They have the Go Big that is electric and will guide your dies through the machine and then pull them back out in an electric format, effortless. And they also have a crank machine where you hand crank the dies through. But the big plus with the AccuQuilt machine is you can cut up to 6 layers of fabric at once. Isn't that awesome? So what I did was I pulled two different patterns. This one is called Simple Shapes, and this one is called Dancing Umbrellas. And if you look over here, you're going to see that I made this table runner. Okay, on the table runner, imagine how fast it was for me to cut out when I can do 6 layers of fabric at once. I could lay down multiple layers of fabric, run it through the machine, and boom, the cutting was done. Because in all truth and honesty, everybody, when they're working through their creative process, there's something they love to do and something they don't love to do. And in my world, cutting is not where I want to spend all my time. So it is so awesome that there's a machine out there that will boop, do it, and we're done with it. So this is Dancing Umbrellas and Simple Shapes. But not only that, when you say, oh, Mo, that was so awesome, I wish I could make that. Well, guess what? That table runner is a free pattern that comes with Dancing Umbrellas. So you will, with this die, get that pattern. Isn't that awesome? So I was trying to keep it simple, ladies. Trying to keep it simple. All right, so did you want to take a break? And Eddie has a couple more announcements.
Okay, everybody. We've got just a couple of announcements. Isn't this great? I mean, isn't this just fantastic? What we do here, this business, and getting through COVID-19 and the progress we're all making, just getting closer and closer and closer for us to come back together in our club sessions again. The goal is that we'll have live club sessions by the end of the year. I truly believe that it's possible. So thank you from all of us for staying safe, making good choices, staying healthy, and we hope that you really enjoy this SoTime Club that you've become a member of. So speaking of that, there are our customers who have submitted show and tell photos. What we're doing as we speak is we're creating a gallery page where all of the photographs of what all of you have been doing during this time are going to be wonderfully displayed. So what you would do when it's up, and we'll send you an email when the gallery page is up and posted, is just go to the SoTime Club tab at Issaquah Sovac, that's Issaquah, SEWVAC.com. When you're in the SoTime Club tab, you're going to see a gallery tab after you click on it, and boom, they're going to be there. So that should be this week. We should have the beginning of it, and then we're going to continue to add. So with that said, what we would love for you to be doing is sending photographs. And if you would, in the subject line, put SoTime Club Show and Tell. And that way we know to post that to the gallery. So that's how we'll do it. If you have questions, call the store. We're always here for you. So the next announcement I have to make are 2 May events. So the first one is May 14th, and this event is virtual, and it's with Dime, and I think it's one of their most popular events. You can sign up still. Just go to our website and you'll see the Dime event. I think you can also go to our Facebook page to sign up, and it's called Edge to Edge, and it's on May 14th. So that there's already more than 100 people signed up. So it is really a popular one. Then the next one is exclusive. You're getting the news first. Nobody else knows this, but our very, very good friend and very special person, Pam Massey, is representing Bernina America, and she is the head of Surgers, and that is her specialty. And she's going to be doing a 1.5 to 2 hour virtual class on coming off the edge with your serger. So I'm going to read about this. And it's a live virtual Zoom presentation featuring serger expert Pam Massey, which a lot of you know her and you know how gifted she is. And Pam says, let's take things beyond the edge of serging. Pam will show you the many incredible capabilities of a serger, even details you may not have known that they can do. So this is a very, very big deal. And you're the first to hear about it. You're going to be able to call the store to sign up, or you'll be able to sign up on the website very soon, as in next week. You'll also be getting an email about this. So you all will be the first to be able to sign up for it. And it's Wednesday, May 26th at 12 noon is when she's going to do this. So 2 events in May, May 14th, the Dime event, May 26th, Wednesday, the Pam Massey Serger event. And there's even more stuff coming that I'm not allowed to tell you. So with that said, I am going to turn it over to Mo. That's right. Mo's going to come back. Okay, we're done now. So now Mo's back. I'm going to keep my day job.
That's right. We're all so happy that man has a day job. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to talk to you a little bit more. We're going to start delving into the freezer paper applique. And when would you use this? Well, some of us consider these a machine, right? I like to hand sew. So this is some machine. Also, even when you're going to be stitching down your raw edge or your turned under edge, sometimes you do like to roll over the edge and not have it be raw. So let me swing around this way, and we're going to show you again with a ScanNCut. I talked to you a little bit about using that fabric mat to cut out fabric, but there is also a low tack mat. Let me tell you that the low tack mat is the one that is teal along the bottom. The low tack mat does not have as much tappiness, and so you can put paper on it. Now, when we do freezer paper applique, I really like the product by Kim Deal. Kim Deal has a fabric applique, and what happens is freezer paper, the shiny side of freezer paper will actually press onto fabric, right? And I'm going to show you that in a minute. But in the meantime, I like Kim Deal's applique. If I look through this book by Issaquah, and I'm seeing that I need to cut out all these different pieces, right? If I wanted to do those with turning under the edge, then I would say to myself, really, I have to cut out all of those in freezer paper and then cut out all of those in fabric? Well, that sounds like a lot of cutting. Well, let me tell you, this is why we love the ScanNCut. The ScanNCut will let me trace out one flower and then tell the machine, okay, multiply that by 5 because I'm going to need 5 of those, and boom, it's done. And then I can put the freezer paper on my low tack mat and it will cut all the freezer paper for me. And you would think, well, how am I going to get that little bit wider fabric so I can turn all the edges under? Well, you know what? There's just one button on the ScanNCut that you tap. And when you tap that button, it adds a 1/4 inch to all of your designs. So first I start with all the freezer paper, put them on, cut them out. Then I'm going to bring up my high tack mat. And I'm going to, for example, I cut a freezer paper pumpkin, right? And then I go to the mat, I see my pumpkin and I say, add a 1/4 inch all the way around. And now I have a pumpkin that's just slightly larger, right? And so when you're cutting fabric, you're on the gold mat, the fabric mat. When you're cutting paper, you're on the teal mat. So I just want you to know it is that easy. It is just that easy. And now do as I told you, not as I'm doing. Use your spatula. We're going to come back over here. We're going to zoom in and I'm going to show you a little bit more about what I've been talking about. Okay, just one last time. There's that really sweet all hearts come home for Christmas. But I'm going to come back down to the project I was showing you earlier. And I'm going to move the microphone. I'll be right back. I want to make sure you can all hear me because this is where it's going to get fun. There are a lot of different things that we can talk about when it comes to doing applique. And let me think. You know what I lost, Debbie? I lost the little leaf. The what? The red leaf. Well, one of these leaves went dancing off the table. So here's what I want to show you. When I line this up, around this way, this is cut out. Check that out. 1/4 inch all the way around. Don't you love that? Now I have a small pressing iron here, and I want to show you that my plan is to talk to you about a few things. Here is the turning under the edge, right? Love it. I'm going to talk about that in a minute. Here is a leaf that was cut out with the freezer paper. I mean, the steam seam, right? So it made a beautiful cut all the way around. All you need to do is pull off that steam seam. Are you on board with that? Put it in place. I think I want it to go, who knows? I'm going to overlap a little bit and put it right there. And then I hit it with the iron. Boop. Now, right now I'm using a wool pressing mat underneath, and I'm using, my little iron. And that will put it in place. When you're doing this type of work, it might happen that there are edges that don't get ironed down. Like I can see a little corner here that it didn't have the steam seam, so it's curling up. This is when I would go get my Aleene's glue. This is a gel type glue, and it is permanent, and I promise you it is permanent. So if you have an edge that's curling up, then I would put it on use the tip of a toothpick and just put in a little glue, dab it down, and this is what's going to happen that is going to be there for permanent. When else do I use this? Sometimes this is a turned under edge. Sometimes when you get in these close areas, threads might poke out. So again, a little bit of this glue, I put it on a Q-tip and I tuck that thread back in and under, and now I have a nice clean look. So this definitely should be in your stash of notions. Aleene's Fabric Fusion. So in the world when I was talking to you about this, what if you don't have a Scan-A-Cut machine? Well, I can take care of that. You can come in the store and I'll send you home with one. But if you don't have one and you want to get on with these projects, you always can use a nice pair of Kai shears. Now, this is the professional line of Kai shears, and they are awesome. And because they cut like butter and they cut all the way to the tip. So when you're cutting around fabric, I would press this in place like this. Let's just say I have a fat quarter and I press down my freezer paper. And now look at, this is why I love this Kim Deal's freezer paper. That's it. That's on. It's not going anywhere. And then you would just about 1/4 inch away, go ahead with your scissors and cut. But when you're coming around a curve and you need to give it a little bit of a snip to help that curve, look at how sharp these are all the way to the tip. Who doesn't love Kai scissors? Don't raise your hand because we can't see you. Haha, that's a joke. So there we go. I'm ready to go with this. One other tip I want to tell you when it comes to gluing down your project, that Aleene's is a permanent glue. And when it's down forever. If you just want to baste, put something in place and baste it in place, 100% I would stand behind this Quilter Select fabric glue stick. It is awesome. When you apply a little bit of that glue stick, it is going to stay in place while you're working on your project. Love, love, love this. Let's go on next to, well, how do I turn this pumpkin from this to this? And I'm going to show you my trick. This is altogether new. You ladies are going to learn how I do what I do. I'm going to move this out of the way so you can see exactly. I love using Best Press. Best Press is a very light starch. It's not like the Terrial Magic, which will make your fabric like paper. Mary Ellen's Best Press is a light, very light and clean starch. I will take the Best Press, which, look, it comes in many sizes. I will put just a little dabbledooya in a little vessel. And I grab a paintbrush, crazy me, and look what I do. I'm just going to, I learned this from one of our customers, Carolyn. Carolyn Mata taught me how to do freezer paper applique, and I am forever grateful to her for that. Because I don't want to get this fabric drenched. I want to go around the edge, right? And now look how easy this is. I come back with my iron and I'm just passing and pulling. See how I'm just grabbing? Because the freezer paper is thick enough to create that boundary. And I can keep going around this fabric and look at it's not like I'm stopping and fighting and fussing with the fabric, because a little bit of that spray starch is going to give me the ability to work with the fabric and give me, and I can just keep going all the way around, but give me, look how crisp that is, that really nice crisp edge that's folded under. And I would go all the way around this project. And when I'm done, that freezer paper just pops out and look, I still have that nice crisp edge. And that's what I'm trying to get to if I want the edge turned under for my applique work. Now, I told you there's these wonderful scissors that you got to use, but when you have these scissors, they are your fabric scissors. They're not for paper, because paper will dull a pair of scissors. Have a separate pair of scissors for your paper. And how do we keep track of that? We keep track of that with these little labels. See these? These are little magnetic tabs that can go on your scissors. One says it's for fabric, one says it's for threads, and one says it's for paper. So you will know what to use, but more importantly, the other folks in your house will know what they're allowed to use. When they see this teal color, don't touch. Those are mine. Those are Mama's. Okay. Again, I'm going to come back and talk about these. These are the magnets by Tula Pink. We've seen sew tights used in bars before. But when you're doing applique work, you're working with small pieces. And let me talk to the folks that not only want to do applique with cotton fabrics, those who love to do their hand stitching with the wool fabric. Oh my gosh, these are awesome. Because when I put this down and I put it in place, that's not going anywhere. And then I can go in and do my hand stitching and know that my project isn't going to slip or slide out of the way. The Tula Pink sew tights are amazing. I love them. Now let's talk about thread. This is really, we're boiling down to the last moment, and everything I'm talking to you about right now, it all boils down to this moment. This is what I wanted to tell you about. I want to talk to you about threads. Wonderfil makes an awesome thread. It is called Invisifil. Invisifil is a thread that is polyester. It's very good. It's very strong. And that polyester thread is as fine as hair. It's like sewing with hair. It's wonderful. Now, many times you've been told to use monofil thread or that nylon thread that's clear. And to get a really good result with that type of thread, you have to play with your tension. And you know what? My life has enough tension. I mean, have you seen this place? This place is awesome. But I want to focus on keeping you creative and getting you moving forward and all that stuff. I don't want to worry about things that are going wrong. Never want to worry about things that are going wrong. We want to keep everything moving forward. And so monofilament, to get a good result, you do have to play with your tension. Invisifil, you do not have to play with tension. And not only that, the thread is so fine, it just melts into the design. We have several of these little gift packed, small spools. We also sell the larger spools, but these small spools are so wonderful to use. And I will promise you, I own them all. I own them all. And I want to tell you why. We're coming back to my example. I want to ask you, around these leaves, around these flowers, I have stitched maybe in 1/8 of an inch. If you like the effect of zigzag, I would recommend that you reduce your width of a zigzag to 1.0 and the length of your stitch to 1.0, and then you can get that zigzag look. If you're doing a straight stitch, then you can come in 1/8 of an inch and then do your straight stitch. And you see the great result? I hope not. I hope the thread is so well blended that you're like, I can't see it. And you know what? If you have to get this close, you shouldn't be that close to my work. No. But I just want to tell you, look how beautifully this blends. Applique work, there are many schools of thought. Some people want to see their threads. They want to see a real decorative look. Well, we do carry in the Wonderful line, we have an entire boutique. We do have heavier threads if you want to put on a blanket stitch or see your work. But today, what I'm trying to share with you in this applique world is how you do a design, and that the design comes through. It's not about the thread, it's about the design work. And you can accomplish that with the Wonderful threads. And truly for this project, I think I used 3 different colors. And look how beautifully they blend. When it comes to the little bird, this is the type of thing you want to accomplish when you're going to do hand stitching. The little bird, you don't see a top stitch coming around here because it has been put on with a whip stitch using the Invisifill thread. And on the back, there's proof, there's the thread. But this thread is so fine that anyone who does hand applique, you really want to be using that Invisifill thread because you don't see it, and it is pretty impressive. So this is what I wanted to show you today. I wanted to share with you just a few tips and tricks on how to be inspired to try an applique project or start your next applique project. And so the next thing I want to transition to is the next thing I want to transition to is on me. All eyes on me. We have to give away prizes.
Yes.
Woo! That is really what you've all been waiting for, right? So did we pick names?
We did. Are you ready for them?
I'm ready.
Awesome. Here you go. Good luck, ladies.
Oh, good. And they wrote what they won. Oh, good. Here we go. We have 7 prizes to give away today, and that press is one of them. Woo! So I'm going to tell you, we're going to start with fabric. There are 3 lucky winners who are going to get some really fun fabric. So this Just Red, this Zen Chic is going to go to, drum roll.
Yay!
Woo! Tina Anderson.
Awesome.
So Tina Anderson, you won a charm pack.
Congratulations, Tina.
The next fabric goes to, oh, this is sweet. Awesome. Lori Burrows.
Awesome.
Lori Burrows, you got a charm pack.
Sweet.
The 3rd fabric goes to Ashley. I think you say Teej. Ashley,
awesome.
I always murder your name. There we go, Ashley. You won a charm pack.
Congratulations, Ashley.
Now, there is something really cool. This is new in our store. I don't even know how to tell you about it. Look at this. Crazy. Do you know what this is? This is a tool that does 10 different things. It's so funny. I love it. Okay, I'm going to read to you what it does so that you can get more excited about winning it. It is made of metal. It's stainless steel and is strong enough to never bend, yet thin enough to fit in your wallet, right? And it comes, there we go. It comes in a clear plastic carry case.
Awesome.
We call it packaging. But it is like a credit card and it will fit in your wallet. And do you know what this does? Are you ready? It has 6 hexy nuts and bolts. So it's like a little screwdriver. It has 4 screwdrivers, a bottle opener, a letter opener, a nail file, a box opener, inch and centimeter rulers. If you put a credit card right through here, it can be a cell phone stand. It has a mirror so you can be lovely and beautiful. and a nail puller, like to pull nails out. Is that insane? All of that in your wallet. You could go on Let's Make a Deal. When they say, does anybody have a, you go, yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. All in my wallet. Okay, so who are the winners? We have 3 great winners for this tool. Glenda Hathaway.
Awesome.
Carol Moore.
Woo.
Roylyn Muncie.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Very cool.
And that leads me to only one more prize. And that would be who today gets the artistic press. And that press is going to go to Marlene Hamill.
Awesome.
Congratulations, Marlene. This has been awesome. Okay, everyone, this is Mo again at Issaquah Sewing and Vacuum. And I do want to tell you, do you have the Kimberbell? I do want to tell you that we do have that Kimberbell event on Monday, making that great popsicle table runner. We are also going to be doing Summer Nights. This is an event that's happening on June 6th. It's a Sunday. It's an all-day event for $99, and you will get the entire kit and all the stabilizer to make 3 projects. This is a great tote bag that says, always more fun together. And this is a sweet little mug rug that says, meet me at the drive-in. And here is a place to stash the candies that you want to take with you when you're, you know, you sneak them in your purse. You know what I mean. I don't have to explain that to you. That's your stash. Okay, so this event, $99, June 6th. Give us a call. We are filling this class up pretty quickly, but we would love you to join us. All right? So again, this is Mo at Issaquah Sewing and Vacuum. Carrie. And I've come to you live today to talk about about Applique, and I hope, and this is the way I consider every event I go to, if you just learned one great thing, it was all worth it. And now you know what you're going to do. I'm going to need you to stay tuned in June, because in June we come to you with the next presentation. And that presentation is going to be about Issaquah. And you might think to yourself, what would I do with Issaquah? Or I don't have a Issaquah machine. Let me tell you, yes, you do. Because many machines can do a stitch that will resemble that traditional Japanese Issaquah work. And Carrie is going to be here to show you how you can get that effect in many different ways on many different machines. Really going to be exciting. So stay tuned. June 24th, that's a Thursday. She'll be here at 10 a.m. Okay? Oh, see, I have all my helpers here. Also, if you want to see any of this again, you're going to have an opportunity to view it again from our webpage, or from, it will be, is it on YouTube? It's out on YouTube. Okay, so we'll make sure that's available to you. And enjoy this great, beautiful weather that we're getting recently, and come on down and see us because we miss you. All right? Thanks a lot. Thanks for joining me today. Bye-bye.